Good day, everyone, and welcome to the Tech Chit Chat Show. My name is Ken. You can find me on Northern Viking every day and Northern Viking Explorer on YouTube. I am here with my good friend and co-host Stephen Loney on YouTube and 8-Bit Warrior on Twitter. Hello, Stephen.
Good morning, Ken.
How are you today?
I'm doing well, thank you. Yeah, it's
Good.
beautiful Tuesday morning here. So
Yeah. So you told me there might be a little bit of noise because they're doing construction over your head this morning.
yes, actually, yeah, it's been
So-
pretty quiet this morning. It's like all kinds of noise going on, but it seems to be okay. So if stuff picks up, please forgive me.
Perfect. Well, that's okay. It's the usual garbage day and yard waste day here. So usually they drive by in the middle of our show. So that's awesome. I'm trying to get them to change what day they do the garbage, but they won't listen to me.
So I'm just highlighting that I have Tim Hortons this morning.
Oh, nice. I have homemade coffee, but in an Alaska mug. You know what? When you came in with your Tim Hortons, you were singing the McDonald's song. So
I wouldn't have noticed unless you'd said something.
Ba-da-ba-ba-ba.
I love it.
So how is your coffee?
It's actually French vanilla, so this is like super sweet this morning. So it's kind of a change up.
So for all of you who are from the United States of America and wondering why Stephen's so excited about his Tim Hortons is like on every corner here in Canada. I know they're in parts of Eastern United States, but Tim Hortons is, I mean, in our town here, we've got to have 10 to 15 of them. So there's a lot of them.
And you've probably been to all of them just about?
Yeah, just to see which one's best. So it's kind of, think about like, it's kind of the Canadian Dunkin' Donuts, sort of, but more sandwiches and stuff like that. So
yeah.
So we've got a good show for you. Do you want to say what we're talking about today?
Today we are talking about Microsoft Edge's web browser. Microsoft's web browser Edge. Get my words mixed up here.
You got it.
I got it? Did I get it? I
don't know.
Some more coffee,
I think I understood.
Yeah, that's important. Microsoft Edge has edged out Safari for the second spot for the most used web browser.
Yeah, that's interesting. So we'll get into that in a moment, and we're gonna touch on GPUs as well. We seem to touch on GPUs fairly commonly.
Yeah, we do. It's kind of an easy thing to go over. People seem to be interested in talking about GPUs and where they're at and stuff going on.
Just because there's so much fluctuation in how easy it is to get them and pricing and everything like that. So we're going to be chatting with that because there is some, I would say there is kind of an update to it. Just with us taking our little bit of a hiatus there for a couple of months.
Yeah.
A lot has changed since I think last talked about regular GPUs for the consumer, not last week's 80 gigabyte GPU. So yeah, go back and listen to that if you're wondering what we're talking about. So why don't we dive into it? Let's start out with Microsoft Edge taking over the number 2 spot in popularity for desktop browsers. So they passed Apple's Safari.
To be honest, I'm kind of surprised this day has come.
Me too. I just I mean, I don't use Mac products. My daughter uses some like iPads and things. I use Android and Windows. I mean, I don't hate Apple products. I just think that Windows and Android products are more up my alley and what I like to use.
Yeah.
But with the sheer amount of people using Apple products, I'm shocked that Safari has not been able to hold on to number 2.
There is something that I just learned today that I'm not sure I knew about, which would make more sense. That the Microsoft Edge web browser is also available on Mac devices. And that's a thing?
I didn't know that either. That being said, Chrome is also available on Apple devices. So between the two of them, you're taking a share, because let me pull up this article here. So this is a Mobile Syrup article. saying, so the interesting thing in this article, and you can find it linked in the description or show notes. So Chrome is 66% of the user base. So you're already taking up basically 2/3 of people who browse the internet with Chrome. So there's only a 1/3 share to be split amongst everybody else at this point.
Right.
So they're not even close to first. Let's put it that way.
Yeah. So the other ones are competing for like that 10% chunk.
Mm-hmm.
You got like 10% for Edge, 10% for Safari, and then
so basically, as of March 2021, Microsoft Edge is at 10.07%, and Safari fell behind at 9.61%. So there is a bump there, which is really quite interesting for sure. Because, I mean, do you use Safari?
I use Edge.
You use Edge. Oh, yeah. Okay. Sorry, that's what I meant. Not Safari.
I saw your deer in the headlight look. Like,
yeah, I'm like, I was pretty sure you use Edge. Do you use Chrome at all, or?
No, I stopped using Chrome once I found that it was taking up resources in the background too much. Okay. I was like, I'm done with this. It was using too much CPU when I didn't even really have it open. Gotcha. So because I had been using it I was between that and Firefox.
Okay.
But I made the switch to Edge when Edge moved over to Chrome. Chrome and Edge are basically now on the same underlying platform, kind of. Mm-hmm. They both use Chromium, I believe.
Yes.
So,
and Edge, I believe some of the add-ons for Chrome can still be used in Edge.
Yeah, I believe so too.
So I'm not sure if all of them, but some of them can be, I believe. So.
Yeah, so I made the jump when realizing that, because I was using Chrome and it was just like, why is it using so much background tasks? I don't even have it open. Like, go away, right? Then I moved to Edge, haven't had that issue. Well, maybe it happens. Maybe they just hide it better on the Windows platform. but I didn't notice it taking up resources. And the thing that sold me to was, I think they were the first and one of the first web browsers to basically to put into hibernation the unused tabs. So it would like put into a hibernation mode and like even reduce the memory usage, so that if you have like 100 tabs open but you're not using them, it can put them to sleep and restore memory, so it's not taking up all your because browsers have been known in the last number of years to be taking up a lot of memory. And so Microsoft has found a way to alleviate that by storing it away while you're not using it. I don't know if Chrome hasn't since put that into practice, but that's kind of what got me over, is that Edge has been running efficiently. It's just there. It runs as fast as Chrome, as far as I can tell, because it basically is Chrome. It won me over.
That's interesting. Yeah, so for myself, I run a dual monitor system. I have both Chrome and Edge installed on my computer, and I would say 80% of the time I use Chrome, 20% I use Edge. The reason I use both, and people are, why would you use both? Well, for myself, I have multiple accounts, and sometimes I need one account. It's easier to have one account logged in on Edge and another account logged in on Chrome, and they just work right away without having to log out and log back in. So that would be the main reason I use both of them. Honestly, I could just pick up and use either of them. It actually doesn't. I'm not that swayed by either of them. If it works, I'm happy. A similar look and feel, so it's not like I feel like I'm missing. Sometimes I'm looking at the screen and I don't even know which browser I'm using because I'm just into what I'm doing, right? So I mean, they both seem to work great for what I'm doing. But I think that resource thing, we're going to talk about some security stuff here in a moment as well. But let's just pull this back up. I did want to touch on another browser as well, and I know that you, Stephen,
wait, is that the garbage truck? Do I hear the garbage truck outside?
Probably. They're also building a house across the street, so there's lots of dump trucks and tractors and things going by as well. So
sweet.
I did want to mention a couple other browsers. So Firefox has roughly, I can hear it now. I didn't hear it until you said something. Firefox has roughly 7.8% of the market share, and Opera Is that your favorite? 2.44%. You're actually quite biased by Opera because they own
Game Maker.
Game Maker, who you
Yeah.
um,
May or
love
may not
and
use.
may or may not use all the time.
Yeah, Opera has become my secondary browser for you said like that. Logging into another account through a different browser just makes it easier.
Mhm.
I've been partly using Opera for that, so actually more for Game Maker related stuff. But anyway, yeah, Opera is my kind of extra one on. I don't know if I have anything else installed, but I have Edge and Opera.
So the interesting thing, the reason I brought that up is because Opera has a VPN built into it.
Correct.
I think there's different tiers. If I'm not mistaken, there's a free portion, and then you might be able to pay for. I might be mistaken, but that does have a VPN built in, and that's where we're going to jump back over. We also wanted to talk a little bit about some of the privacy stuff with Microsoft Edge as well, because it is quite interesting that they have the VPN. Whoa, look at that. There we go. That they do have the VPN built in, because this is another article we brought up here. So how to use Edge's tools to protect your privacy while browsing. This is over on The Verge. And again, you can find that article in the show notes or in the description. Hey, you can even listen to the article, which is what I did. We're not affiliated, but that was kind of a cool feature. Because they're adding a VPN apparently into Microsoft Edge as well.
Okay.
Do you use a VPN?
I don't. I may have used one. It seems like a valid thing that I should maybe have at certain points, but I have not been using one. No.
For all your sketchy sites?
What I use for sketchy sites is I'll actually use like the throwaway browser, right?
Okay. Yeah.
Of course, it won't keep me from being tracked, probably, but if I just want to keep my computer safe, then I may just use a throwaway browser for that. When I have to like look up things that are like it could take you various places you don't know where you're gonna go.
Yeah.
And you end up with like Russian sites that you don't know what's on there. But no, a VPN I haven't, but it seems like a good idea for certain use cases.
Yeah.
How about yourself?
Yeah.
Have you found yourself with any need?
I have tried it out a few times. I know of certain people who are related to me who in school they have certain sites blocked down, like Discord and stuff. And so they use a VPN at school so they can access Discord during their school time.
Is that how your son was able to message us last time while he was at school?
Probably. Probably. So I was just doing a little bit of research out there. There's actually a good video Kevin Stratford put out probably about a week or two ago on the 5 best free VPNs. You can Google Kevin Stratford. He's a big YouTuber out of Seattle. And you can go check that video out if you are interested in VPNs. It just kind of goes over like 5 free options. So I know there's more out there.
Was Opera one of those options on there? Do you recall?
That was, and that's where I realized that it is available. Yeah. Oh, welcome, Yoshi. We see you're on today.
Yoshi.
Hey, welcome. Welcome to the discussion here, Yoshi. So yeah, the VPN being added to Edge is kind of cool. There's also some other things to do with trackers in here. Do you want to touch on that, Stephen?
Yeah. So this is related to like cookies, not the kind you eat, but the kind that track you. So Microsoft Edge has built into it just like these 3 tiers for managing third-party cookies. They have like the basic level. I think it shows an image there. They have basic, the balanced, and strict. And it'll try to eliminate. So cookies can be like a good thing. It's like if you, in this website, they give an example of like if you're doing an online shopping cart, it helps keep so the site can keep track of what you put in your shopping cart. And when you come back in, it's all there. You're logged in. Like those are good use of the cookies. The other kinds though can be tracking you between sites and be trying to get information on you like persistently beyond what is actually useful for you.
So with this Home Depot ad on the side here that just disappeared, would that be a cookie?
Oh, they're onto you.
And now it just switched to Microsoft Security.
You saw nothing. It's listening to us. Yeah, so that's where the third-party cookies for ads are probably very much affected by that. There could be a lot of cases where it's like, how does it know that I'm interested in XYZ?
Yeah. As I see a Marriott thing with Seattle coming up on the side, I'm like, oh, we're going there soon. And we just stayed at the Marriott.
Maybe you should be using a VPN.
Yeah.
So
I'm trying to scroll away from all the ads now.
I guess you can probably know somebody's search history to a point just by seeing the ads that come up in their web browser. So this part of Microsoft Edge right now is not a VPN related. This is just cookie management. They got the 3 tiers for basic, balanced, and strict. And so the strict is going to make it like really lock down the cookies, which probably is not. You're probably not going to want that for most people unless you're really needing to do like. I may turn that on if I'm needing to do research, and that could lead me to places that I don't know where I'm going to go with the research. Again, you end up in like international sites and you can't read the site. You don't know what you're onto yet, and you're trying to find stuff. Might be a good time to turn that on. Otherwise, balanced or the basic is probably the best. But that's just for cookie management, so you can't be tracked persistently across sites and stuff. I mean, but if you turn that off, you won't have ads tailored to you. So you might just get generic ads that you're not interested. Don't you want ads you're interested in?
I won't know that I need Microsoft Security.
Exactly.
To go to Seattle. So, so on that article as well, there every time now I just can't stop seeing the ads on the side. In here, if you are interested, this will actually show you how to like clean up your cookies and different things in this article right there. So that again is in the show notes. Ad blocking and all sorts of cool stuff.
Yoshi brought up, he's saying, so rather than using third-party extensions, some more features are pre-baked. Yeah, so I guess this is nothing new, but it's just, we're mentioning how Opera has already kind of been putting a VPN, has put a VPN in, and it looks like Microsoft is following suit. And it seems like a natural fit for companies to do this. It seems like a basic security feature that probably may become a standard for browsers.
Yeah.
In general.
Yeah, no, I agree. And I think like as things evolve, like you say, the VPNs, all these security features are a good thing for sure to keep us safe. I know I used a software before that showed me if I'd been hacked, and I did. I know exactly which hotel. It was an old account, so it didn't really matter, but I could see my password online that I had been hacked. Not hacked, but or that they knew my password and it was out there. So from a hotel that we stayed at. So it's really interesting to.
That is interesting.
Yeah. I used a service to see that. So
and what could happen too is that hotel's internet could be compromised and they may not even know. And so people are coming and using it and giving their passwords away, and nobody knows except the hacker.
Yeah. So I mean, using a VPN probably would be a good idea. So I actually try to, if we're staying at a hotel, like, yes, I'll use the free Wi-Fi, but commonly I'll just use my cellular data if I have it, enough of it, because I just feel more comfortable that I'm not going to get hacked through that versus a public network. So
yeah.
But yeah, so that's Microsoft Chrome, and going to number 2 on the list. So that's pretty cool. We do have a question of the day. I don't think Stephen knows about the question of the day, and then we'll jump over into another topic as well. So our question of the day is, what browser do you use? And side note, do you use Chrome or do you use a VPN? I think yes would be a great one. So I was going to say Opera as well. So we'd love to hear about it. If you use what you use, you can leave that in the comments. Nobody ever leaves a comment about what they use. Yoshi, what do you use? You could type that in there.
And what browser do you use? What do you use a VPN?
Yes. Yeah, so that's kind of our question of the day. Hopefully Yoshi's typing because I'm really kind of curious. So, oh, here we go. Thank you, Yoshi. He uses Chrome and Opera. Oh, okay. Have you tried the VPN? Oh, because of GameMaker. You're biased like Steven.
Yeah.
And
Go Opera.
Edge users unite. Thank you, Thomas. Go back to chemistry class.
Cutting down the competition.
So, yeah, so that's awesome. Thanks for I was going to say tweeting in there, but we're not on Twitter. So
Thomas didn't answer if he's using a VPN. I guess.
Yeah, Thomas, if you can still hear us, are you using a VPN to watch us today at school?
Awesome. Thomas, we need to talk.
Yeah. How come you're never at school? I see you leave in the mornings. So let's jump on.
He goes to Tim Hortons. That's where he's really hanging out.
Yeah.
Leeching off their Wi-Fi.
So why don't we jump over to that kind of rounds up our Microsoft Edge talk. And one more comment though. Yoshi, I do not use a VPN most of the time because I don't go out as much to the public Wi-Fi. Yeah, that makes sense. Mm-hmm. If you're comfortable at home, you probably, for the most part, don't need it. But you're right. If you're at McDonald's or I don't want to pick on McDonald's, but like on a public website.
Thank you for not picking on Tim Hortons.
Tim Hortons. It might be a good idea for sure. So let's jump over to our second topic today is are GPU prices getting back to normal?
Are they?
This is an interesting topic. I know we kind of already brought it up earlier that we're going to be talking about this. So let's start. Why don't we start out with the article that we have here, and then we'll go into some of our deep dive research that we've done, Steve.
Ooh, deep dive.
Our 2 minutes before the show. Hey, let's do some research. So this is a Tom's Hardware article. They're saying that the RTX 3080 Ti hits MSRP on Newegg as GPU prices slowly normalize.
Mm-hmm.
So this is really interesting because we've gone through kind of a couple year stint of expensive GPUs and maybe at least a year and a half or so. And thank you, Yoshi. We are sponsored. We are not sponsored by Tim Hortons. But Tim Hortons, if you are watching, we would love to be sponsored with you. But I will say this before you can sponsor us, Tim Hortons. When I get a big plastic cup with a paper toilet straw in there, reverse it. Give me a paper cup with a plastic straw, because then it'll cut back on tenfold on the plastic, and I won't be drinking through a toilet paper roll that's soggy in my drink.
You don't like paper straws?
I don't. I am all for like helping the environment. However, this is totally squirrel here. I am all for helping the environment, but I also, when I drink through a straw, I don't want it to be. I need to be able to finish the beverage before the toilet paper roll straw bends in half or has a hole in it. So maybe because I've had some. Oh, we are so off on a side note now. You brought
Please go on.
I'm passionate about, because I have been places where they have paper straws and I think they're like wax coated or something. Kind of like think about the old McDonald's cup type of thing, or the McDonald's cup, where you could use that straw all day. And tell me, is it good for the environment that I need to use 3 straws to get through the beverage? Probably not. And then I'm still drinking out of a plastic cup. So yeah. Thank you, Yoshi.
Yoshi agrees.
Hot takes, yes.
Get your hot takes here.
To the point, I will admit, I shouldn't admit this, to the point where I actually went out and bought some straws for my personal use at home if I ever buy a Slurpee.
That's valid.
This is needs to be fixed, people. This needs to be fixed. There is environmental solutions here that still work. We just need to fix it. Anyway. I just lost all the viewers.
How about that eco-friendly crypto mining? No, anyways, that's
My sushi coin is way down today. I'm
So
down 80% on my sushi coin.
don't worry. With the lowering of these MSRP prices, you can go get a 3080 Ti today and get some more sushi coin.
Okay, so okay, another side note.
Wow.
Okay, so I just had random $5 that I invested in sushi coin, or it was like $4.50 or something, and now it's down to $1 something. And I was gonna pull it out because I was
You
just
need money.
no. I was just laughing that that it was so low. But now I'm at the point, maybe we should keep my $1 of sushi coin in there and report on it every week.
Yeah.
So
The
we'll
sushi
report on
report.
the sushi report of how my sushi coin is doing.
Actually, I like that. Hey, you don't know? Maybe sushi coin will take off.
Yeah.
And one day that one sushi coin will be worth like $10 million.
Well, it's down 80% from where I was, so it's doing well. Oh man, we are off on a tangent. Okay. This is what we do here.
This is Yoshi's fault.
We talk about tech and drink coffee. That's what we're here for, to drink coffee and just talk.
Yeah.
Ah, yes, sushi coin. Thomas, are you not the one that told me to buy sushi coin? All right, back to GPUs. So
yeah,
the prices are definitely normalizing here.
Yeah.
$11.99 MSRP on that RTX 3080 Founders Edition. I know that's higher priced. It seems like the higher priced GPUs are normalizing quicker than the lower end ones.
From what I can tell, it looks like the card that I've been eyeing is the one that's not been normalizing as quickly, the 3060, the one you have.
Yes. So, well, that's what I did my research on. So would you like me to report my research?
Yeah, report.
Okay, report. So most days I actually go onto Best Buy's website, and a lot of the days you can actually buy 3060s. Okay. This morning I jumped over to the Amazons. Yeah. And let me pull up my sticky note here.
Wow.
So as of this morning, you could get a Gigabyte 3060 on there, the same one I have, for $439.99 US. So they did have them in stock. Now, I believe the MSRP on that, I don't have the MSRP on that one, but the EVGA was around 500 on there.
Okay.
So it was more than the Gigabyte. On EVGA's website, that version is about 430, and that's the one I believe that the original MSRP was 329. So you can go buy it on EVGA's website for 429. They had them in stock this morning when I looked, but that's the one that was 329. So they're still about 25% over MSRP. I looked at the 3050s as well, and I just checked that out on EVGA's website. So $329.99 for those. I feel like they were out of stock, but that one had the MSRP of $249. So
right.
But there was a lot of 3050s on Amazon, and they come up very commonly on Best Buy here in Canada anyway. That was all US pricing, by the way.
Yeah, that doesn't seem too surprising. Those, I think, are the ones people want the most. They're the most affordable, and they're good enough for gaming. Like the 3060, you play games at high fidelity. Like you probably crank the graphics and you're fine, right? So
yeah, so it works great.
Yeah, and I think once you get past that, you're kind of getting to a class of people don't need performance for in the pricing. And I think it's probably the all around demand for that price performance is probably keeping it higher. I'm looking at used prices here. I'm seeing it for like $650. This is Canadian prices on Facebook Market. I'm seeing one for like $650 Canadian and 700, 600, 750, 670. Like it still seems way too high.
Yeah.
On the used market.
I mean, I think like getting there on Amazon like that, $439, $429 for 3060s is getting close. I know it's not right at MSRP. I mean, the 329 was like the basic one. That was the cheapest version. So they probably were kind of that 329 to 450. So when you're starting to get into the gigabyte ones for 439, that's not too bad. You're getting closer, but yeah, there's still some room for the prices to come down as well.
Yeah.
So
I'm wondering though, is I'm not totally convinced that prices won't go back up again.
no, it could be. Yeah.
I'm wondering, is this a time that people are actually going to buy things up and then they're going to like,
yeah.
Yoshi's right comments. Yeah. The used GPUs, the MSRP.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, the used MSRP or the used GPUs,
The used MSRP.
The used GPUs were selling above MSRP.
Yeah.
In a lot of the cases, I paid well above MSRP for mine, but mine was also new, but bought secondhand. So
while we're talking here, I do see one for 550 Canadian in Langley here. That seems like a decent deal
for a 3060.
3060, yeah.
Yeah, I think you can get them close to that price though, Canadian, from Best Buy directly.
Oh, yeah, fair enough.
So, or even Amazon. So then you're getting your warranty and everything.
Yeah, no, that's fair enough.
Yeah, and then I'm sure we'll cover this in a future episode as well. The 4000 series. There's a lot of talk about those. So, what that's going to look like. But how long will it take before we can actually get our hands on a 4000 series? Who knows?
Can I give a little bit of a hot take? Maybe maybe just a warm cake. Is that okay?
A warm cake or a warm take?
Because sorry, I say hot cake.
Between all your cookie talk earlier and now your cake talk.
It was an early morning. I was up earlier than usual, and it's are you guys ready for some warm cakes? Let's go.
Yes.
So my warm cake, whatever it is. I forgot what I was going to say. Maybe it wasn't important. Oh yeah, I remember.
We can go back to talking about paper cups if you like.
I remembered. Is that we're hitting a point where performance is like really good enough for most people, and there needs to be a substantial performance increase before people care to go above a 1060, 1070 performance or RX 580, 570. Where
see, I wouldn't buy it for. I agree with that. I wouldn't buy it for gaming, where I could use it as for exporting videos and stuff. Is where I notice it when I'm exporting a video, even with my 3060, and it takes 45 minutes to export. That's where it would be handy for myself. But for sure, it's I agree. For the average user who wants to play Fortnite or something, you don't even need anywhere close to that. So, unless you want the ultra top of every spec, it definitely helps. But
and that might be one reason why the 3060 is also keeping high up is it's a good all around for gamers for price performance. It's the performance you need for 1080p gaming, whatever. Sorry if there's background noise. Guys started up cutting stuff upstairs again. But also the 3060 also looks to be an all-around good card for media production, as you said. It's 12 gigabytes of VRAM. You can fill your timeline with footage, and it fits into the VRAM, and it's smooth and has modern encoder, decoders. And it just seems like a good all-around card for gaming and media production. If you're not into like super heavy media productions, if you're just into like what we do. Yeah. Seems like a really good all-around card. So it makes sense that one's probably the highest still above its MSRP.
Yeah, no, for sure. Sure. So, yeah, I don't know. I don't have much else to say today. Do you have anything else you'd like to talk about there, Stephen?
Anything else today to talk about?
We can take questions from the crowd.
Ooh, who do we got? So we got Yoshi and Thomas.
There's one more secret viewer out there. I don't know if they can comment, but I can see we have a few viewers. So, what's Yoshi saying here?
He has a direct message you on your editing workflow.
My editing workflow. Yeah, we can do that one day. Give me a shout.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think there's definitely changes happening in the marketplace, and as more chips come readily available,
Yeah.
it'll definitely help for sure. So, what happens, Stephen, when we hit 100 subscribers?
Yeah, at 100 subscribers, we are looking to go to full, amazing, high fidelity 1080p.
So you can look at these pretty faces in higher definition.
Sorry, that's not a. Please don't mark it that way. Yeah, so at 100 subscribers, we will be with the times. And yeah, so if you guys don't have to subscribe, but if you do, you're pushing us towards that kind of goal to just look better. So
Sounds good. Yeah, that'd be awesome. All of you, I'm sure, are subscribed because this is awesome.
if NV, oh no, the Viking.
If I became a game developer, what what would I make, and would I use Game Maker Studio?
Can I make a guess at what you would make?
Sure.
Blades of Steel 2.
Oh, that's actually pretty good. That's
Blades of Steel was like an old hockey game for the NES. Yeah.
Yeah. What? No. Let's see. That's a good one. Yeah, I love like games like Mario type games, side view Mario games. So, it'd probably. I'd like to think I'd make something that would be more like Commander Keen, but I don't know that it would be more like more like Snake is probably what it would come out like.
You're mixing Mario, Commander Keen, and Snake. How does Snake get in there?
Well, in my mind, I would be creating Mario, and it would come out as Snake. So that's what it would be. And what tool would I use? Oh, well, only because Steven has such high praise for Game Maker Studio. That's what I would use. But it would probably be one of those ones that teaches you to code. What's the one by MIT?
Scratch.
Scratch. It'd probably be Scratch. I did make a little race car game in Scratch. So.
Oh, you did?
Yeah.
Ken, the Northern Viking, has done coding. But by the way, Yoshi, it's not. It's not
Yoshi.
It's no longer Game Maker Studio. It's just Game Maker. They dropped the studio part. So yeah, it's gone back to just being called Game Maker. So anyway, that's there. No, that okay. So you try to make the Mario Commander King. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't know. I used to want to program, but it's not. I just am so busy with. I really have fallen in love with video editing and making videos. So, my hobby became my job, so I need a new hobby. Is that weird to say? No. But I love my job, but it's become my job. So now I'm like, oh, I'm thinking of taking up Frolf. No, I'm serious. I think it's actually called Frisbee Golf because I told a friend of mine, oh, you play Frolf, and he kind of gave me the stink eye.
Well, I was just explaining it to somebody the other day, calling it Frolf, but I think it was Frisbee Golf. I don't know what they call it. I've heard it called both.
Yeah. So I'm thinking of buying my set of discs.
Yeah.
Frisbee discs and going out and Frolfing.
You could just play PlayStation Move. Remember, they had they had Frolf and PlayStation Move. Just it's cheaper.
I have to get outdoors at some point.
No, you don't.
Yes, it is the good life. Frolfing. Everybody is like eye rolling right now. What? Oh, do you play Frisbee golf there, Yoshi? Because we have a Frisbee golf course in our town that's free to use. A Frolfing course.
Yoshi, if I had to go, you mentioned asking what framework for game development I would go to if I had to move away from Game Maker. I would maybe option Godot or Godot, but I would also consider going back to just C, C++, and like SDL2, a graphics library, audio library mixed with C, C++, maybe rolling that kind of way. But that'd be my answer to you asking what framework I would use if Game Maker exploded and went away. So.
Oh, I didn't see that question.
Yeah. If I had to switch
from exploded. Interesting.
Yeah, and if it went away and I had to go to another tool for development, that's a good question. That's a hard one. I'm not. That's where I was years ago. I was like, what do I do? I was there before, but I'm glad I haven't had to change for a long time. So
I know this hasn't been asked, but people, if that's kind of a good question, what tools do we use?
Mm-hmm.
I know I have made some video editing tutorials and stuff, but people often wonder what video editor I use. And I know I got you hooked on this video editor as well. And I actually use one that's pretty unknown. I use Hit Film Express by, I think it's FX Home.
Yeah.
And it's free, and they have a pro version. I actually use the free version, but if you use the free version, you can buy add-ons. So if there's things you want, but even if you don't buy any add-ons, there's quite a bit of it's a great tool. It does 4K. There's no watermarks. It has multiple layers. It's a great piece of software as well. For those of you looking for a good
video editor.
And
I'm wondering if some point in the future we should even like bring it up.
Yeah, we could do a quick.
If they have an update or something come out, we can discuss it and talk about why we use it. It does. Yoshi's saying that it mostly renders with CPU. You are correct, and for our needs, I think for both of us, it's been adequate. We haven't been in need of like high. I haven't needed a quick render. I've been more concerned about performance in the timeline when you are editing has been my bigger concern, and I think for you as well, Ken. I think that's also been a concern.
Yeah, I've been working on. So I have a 3060 in my computer, and I've been doing editing my vlogs from our recent trip. And so, let's just say there's a 20-minute vlog with, I don't know, 150 video clips in it, or 100. I don't know what, a lot. When I scroll back and forth through that timeline, I can definitely get it to, when I've been working on it for a while, I'll get it to really slow down. So it'll be like in 60 frames per second. And I can definitely get it to bog down. I'm running a Ryzen 7 5800X.
Yeah.
So it's not a big deal if I'm making a 5-minute video. You don't even notice it. But when you're getting into that many clips, and some of those clips, I might have a 2-minute video that I took 5 seconds of it. So there might be 100 clips, and just because they're 3-second snippets, I might have only used 3 seconds of a 2-minute video or of a 20-second video. So it's actually pulling that full video into the software, from my understanding.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. That's something we haven't talked about much, is the software and things that we have been, other than GameMaker, which I talk about periodically, but like our editing, development, and stuff like that.
Yeah. So. DaVinci Resolve, I've used that a bit. I like it. Every time I jump over and use it, then I just go right back to Hit Film, just because I'm so comfortable with it that I can get my projects out quicker. So that's something to think about as well. So it's fun to chat about some of this stuff.
Hang out with some
scenes stuff.
Tim Hortons. So should we get like a Tim Hortons VPN sponsor or something? Get the new Tim Hortons VPN.
We need to start a
drink safe.
What's it called? The where you get people to sign their name, that petition site. Like if you have something you're fighting for. Oh, change.org or whatever.
For straws, for your paper straws.
For straws, to not have paper or toilet paper straws that fall apart. Yeah. There's got to, but still saving the environment, important. More coffee ads, Yes.
If we got sponsored, would you be against a VPN sponsor?
No.
Would you be against coffee sponsors?
Coffee, I'd be very, very happy with a sponsor. However, I need I can only drink so much, I think, coffee now before I start getting all twitchy. So
it's okay. You can just put use your coffee cup, but you can put juice in it or something.
Water.
That's some
caffeinated beverages after 12 o'clock.
Yeah.
So I usually, if I'm going to have coffee, it'll be decaf after that. So
I usually try that too, but somebody's been ordering me moo lattes from Dairy Queen, so that's been
well, if you get them, you get them.
It's 3 in the afternoon. It's what's this chocolatey, ice creamy, caffeinated drink? How can I? Would you say no? Would you say no to a moo latte?
We are currently sponsored by Moo Lattes.
And totally off tangent. Where are we?
Yeah. Well, there's probably something tech based in the development of a Moo Latte. Yeah. Orange juice.
Orange juice.
Could I get a Tim Hortons orange juice in a paper cup so it looks like I'm drinking coffee?
Yeah, please and thank you. With a paper straw. Please.
So here's a question. I do this commonly. Now that you've finished that Tim Hortons, or almost finished it, and you were to go make a tea or something, would you go get a fresh cup from upstairs, or would you rinse that out and make it in there?
5% of the time I'll reuse the cup. Majority of the time it's a new cup.
I commonly, if I have one of those available, I would make it in there. And
unless I'm having more coffee, I'll go pour coffee into there.
Yeah.
But if it's water, no, it's a different story.
No, not water. I would do it with tea or coffee.
Coffee. Coffee would be good.
I would pour it right back in there. I wouldn't toss it. I'd reuse it.
Reuse the coffee? Never mind.
Oh, man.
Please ignore me.
So, all right. Well, shall we wind things down for the day? Somehow we have gone for 47 minutes.
Wow. Today was a bit of a scattered start. I had a late start. So thanks, guys, for joining where we began. And yeah. Anything final thoughts from you, Ken, today?
No, not so much. Just remember to help us get to our 1080p streaming. We'd really like to do that. And then we'll find out our internet connection can't handle it, but it'll all be good. I'm sure it can.
Should we announce also a meetup convention?
Our meetup?
Yeah. It's just going to be you and me and Yoshi and your son Thomas. We'll meet at Tim Hortons. You guys ready? Set the date for the Tech Chit Chat meetup.
Sorry, Yoshi. I don't know where you live, but if you're nearby, we could actually meet up. Otherwise,
we'll meet at the nearest Tim Hortons, somewhere in the middle in Saskatchewan or something.
So anyway, okay, let's call it a wrap for today. Thank you everyone for watching. Remember to like and subscribe, listen to us on your favorite podcasting platform. And I know everybody loves to put us on and listen to us as they go to sleep. So thank you so much for watching and listening. Until next time, take care.